Rendel De La Rea. And at forward, number 8, Ariel Campos. Head coach is Sir Boy De Vera. The starting five for San Sebastian College. At guard, number 4, Christian Coronel. At guard, number 10, Roy Palcasantos. At center, number 15, Clark Moore. At forward, number 7, Jam Alfad. And at forward, number 8, Mark Bakabangal. Head coach, Mr. Arturo Valenzuela. Assisted by Ronnie Castro. Our officials for this ball game are international referee Carlito Camarongan and international referee Anthony Sulit.
Oh, there you go. They just called the first 5 for both squads. Now we're never ball game, game 3. NCAA Seniors Division Championship here at the Rizal Memorial Coliseum. Your hosts to watch this ball game with you and enjoy it. Jimmy Javier with Binky Pavis, JRU. Right off the bat, and there's that layup, and right off the bat, a block by Pep Moore.
Moore early on saying that I was absent the last time, but here I am again. I'm back, right on the first play, Jim.
And what a way to start things. Both were interviewees of Ella when we started off. Ariel Capos with a turnaround, nothing. Jam Alfad for the foul and an early one for Jam Alfad.
Right from the start, Jimmy, you can see how tough San Sebastian is intending to defend today.
A zone that they are very comfortable in, as you were saying. From the free throw line, JRU can probably win this championship in the same way that San Sebastian lost game number 2 from the 4.5-meter line.
You're right, Jimmy. At this point in this season, you know, the free throws, every single point will count. And you can't miss so many free throws. JRU is in a big advantage as far as that department is concerned.
Well, the Rizal Memorial Coliseum, as I always say, when it's a jam-packed stadium, they left the key outside. It's a can of sardines.
And Coronel, the mouth of that tandem, is saying that I'm back too.
What a block for Pep Moore. Pep Moore. No, it's Macapagal streaking, and the layup is good. Pep Moore all over the hard court for San Sebastian, and the save by Falca Santos. And what a way to start this ball game. Pep Moore in 3 crucial plays. Another one from Coronel. And Ariel Capos also scores for JRU.
We talked about that, Jimmy. If San Sebastian wants to win this game, Coronel has to get going.
Alfad charging the boards, nothing there. Capos for the rebound, gives it to Valenya. Epontulan on the right side, Deralea is on the left, but Valenya will miss on that virtuoso jumper, and they give it back to Christian Coronel. This is play number 1 for the Stags. A winning tradition for the San Sebastian Stags. Offensive foul called on the Stags as Coronel rammed into.
This is an early problem for Coach Turo Valenzuela. Alfad commits his second foul.
Ramming into Valenya. Alfad is replaced. And checking in is Reguera. Very apparent, Binky, dun sa game number 2, the way they played their press break. It was an excellent way of executing the press break for throughout the ball game. That's JRU. One of the reasons why they won game number 2. It's back to Christian Coronel, over to Palca Santos. except for Jam Alpat. This is the first unit for San Sebastian. And Ariel Campos returns the favor that Pepmur has been giving to JRU with a block. Right here on Falca Santos. Mark Macapagal, zilch from 3 from earlier ball games, but that layup.
This is what we've discussed, Jimmy. Desire is not a factor in this game anymore. Everybody will be willing to give up their life for this game.
Mark Macapagal didn't give an inch to De La Rea, dribbling down past the timeline, and that's the first one on Macapagal. We have 7 minutes and 11 remaining here in the first quarter of the final ball game for the NCAA Seniors Division Basketball. That'll be a charge.
Foul number 10.
Great defense there by Reguera. Or so I thought. It was called a blocking foul on Reguera. I thought that was great defense.
Mark Macapagal can sky, and he can also float. And the defense expected him to take a jumper. Then he took the drive. Epondulan, the turn. Too many steps for Epondulan.
On the other hand, I thought that was a foul, Jimmy.
Well, Valeña's got his work cut out for him, especially with the 2 3-point shots of Christian Coronel. 100% shooting for Coronel so far from 3. And here's that jumper. And the fishing expedition nets Coronel a trip to the 4.5-meter line.
That's what you get, Jimmy, if you're hitting your jumpers. All of a sudden, Valeña has to stick to him like a leech. And that forced him to foul Coronel on the act of shooting.
Well, the free throw line will be a test of the resolve of San Sebastian if they want to win this championship for this year.
Interestingly, Jimmy, yung mga jersey na itong JRU, merong coach dito sa left shoulder. Perhaps they're saying they're gonna win this game for their coach.
Valeña brings it down to the right side using De La Rea as a running screen. Lots of time in their shot clock, 14. There's a cut by Epondulan. And Epondulan was fouled from underneath by Falca Santos.
Every single inch counts here, Jimmy.
Valeña.
Nobody will give up a single step to another team.
Well, San Sebastian has paid the price for a full court press with already 5 team fouls for the Stags and only 1 team foul for Jose Rizal University. 26 points in game number 2 for Epondulan.
We kept talking about it, Jimmy. Much is loaded on this guy's shoulders. If Epondulan gets going, then JRU is into a big win.
75% coverage for JRU, and the foul by Lazaro. They took out Valeña, put in Lazaro, and then he quickly commits the foul on Coronel. Coaching staff of JRU realizing that with the shots taken by Coronel that swished in, a factor to watch, so they're really keeping an eye on him. Finally, they get it inside to Pep Moore, who loses possession, gets it back to Reguera. Reguera will lose it. Villarin off to the races is Pondulan, but Mercado was there to foil the fast break attempt.
Good transition defense there by Mercado. He knows that every time they turn the ball over, JRU will try to run and look to score in transition.
Under 7 minutes remaining here in our first quarter. Pondulan, rather Pinular, will challenge Pep Moore. Ariel Capos, a monster off the boards. It had to take 3 Stags to take that rebound. And Mercado crosses the timeline with Villarin right beside him, all over his face. Reguera, nothing there. Rebound, Pinular and Macapagal, touch last by Mark Macapagal. Two games that San Sebastian has ruled the boards, but They lost game number 2. Negated. The rebounding edge negated by their errors. Capus, nothing. Capus once again. Yes, it finally drops. San Sebastian by 5, 11 to 6, 5 minutes and 14. Mark Macapagal scored a couple of threes in game 2. Lazaro streaks down in the paint against Pep Moore. Underneath the rim, Mark Macapagal has it. On the crossover, he loses it. And Epondulan, 3 defenders against him, takes the pop. But Mercado takes it on the face, but he did charge on the body of Epondulan.
Grabe yung intensity rito, JB. At the end of this game, we'll have a whole coliseum of tired people.
4 of 8, 2 of 10, and a timeout. We'll be back. 11 to 8.
Again, the perks of covering the NCAA, JB. Look at those beautiful faces.
Epondulan's at the stripe on a visit there that we attribute to Mercado's foul on him on the leaner of a jumper that Epondulan did. They really are covering Christian Coronel. And he gets the ball nevertheless. There's a quick double team and over to Mercado. The ball goes. Reguera. Pep Moore. We thought he was about to take a 3. And Coronel with a looper. Nothing. Pep Moore for the rebound. Mark Macapagal looking for a receiver. He finds Mercado. Macapagal is given the license to shoot. And Reguera will lose it and drive. But we'll see. That'll be a charge.
Great defense there by Lazaro, just holding his ground and getting that charging foul.
It's really loud here at the Rizal Memorial Coliseum. You're watching this at courtside. Nahorda checks in to replace Reguera after that charging call that prompted Lazaro to troop over to the other side to take his free throws. A chance to wrest the lead with San Sebastian. And that free throw was not well taken by Lazaro. He just pointed and shot the ball and missed it.
Jimmy, we kept talking about how good this team shoots free throws. Yun ata ang unang mintis netong JRU. But he makes up for that.
Pep Moore mag-inbound, then Mercado will bring it down. On the attempted crossover, the steal by Epondulan. Turned out to be a 3-point play. The bounce to Pep Moore. Now it's a perimeter ball game for San Sebastian. Before he could even drive in, Mark Macapagal was fouled. The first foul on Villarin.
JRU keeping up the defense that won the game for them the last time. Hanggang ngayon, hirap na hirap pa rin si Moore makakuha ng bola sa loob. And if they keep defending this way, San Sebastian will have to make adjustments.
Now Gregorio just checked in. What a move by Coronel.
Great pass by Coronel. Hindi na siya makashoot sa labas. He penetrates inside for that dish.
And it's tied for the second time. 13 all. Gregorio was hemmed in. Kicked it back out. Villarin taking the 3. Nothing there. Lazaro will be called. Well, let's see. It will be a foul on San Sebastian.
Mercado.
Lucky break for JRU. I thought Lazaro was the culprit on that play.
So Mercado was trying to push Lazaro, and to exaggerate the movement, Lazaro back 2 steps.
Yun ang tinatawag nating experience move, Jimmy. Kaya lang nakita ni referee Kamurungan.
That's something a lot of experienced players do. Pag sinandalan, atras.
Oo. Nakita siya ni referee Kamurungan doon.
Earlier, that assist pass from Christian Coronel to Roy Falca Santos. Lazaro converting that free throw. So it's 14-13. JRU with the lead now. Nothing but Glassdale on that attempt. Lazaro bringing the ball down. Trying to challenge Pep Moore, but before the ball even goes to Campos, a foul was committed.
And that's how they want to negate Moore's defense inside. They're forcing Moore to defend against a guy who isolates from the wings. And that forces Moore to defend against a smaller guy who's quicker and faster towards the basket.
18 fouls already committed by San Sebastian compared to only 3 by JRU. And that kind of defense by San Sebastian kicks in the free throw ball game of Jose Rizal University.
Exactly. You don't want to keep fouling JRU. This is the number 1 free throw shooting in the league.
(16-13). 2 minutes and 57 remaining. Epondulan's been at it. Remember that steal on Mercado on the attempted crossover. He does take a few risks on defense, committing only his first personal foul and the 14th foul for Jose Rizal University. Mark Bacapagal will turn it over.
In tennis, ang tawag natin dyan, unforced error yun. Walang depensa si Bacapagal doon. That was a mental lapse.
2 minutes and 52 remaining in the first quarter. 3-point lead, JRU. The referee was looking at the shoe of the JRU player that received the ball. They've been trying to challenge Pep Moore, but Pep Moore has not been biting with fouls. Rebound, Mark Macapagal. Useless foul committed by JRU on the loose ball situation.
Penalty.
Medyo masyadong gigil si Villarin doon. Masyadong pumapaul sila. And you don't want to keep fouling in this game. Referees calling it very tight. They don't want to risk any untoward incident towards the end of this ball game.
So Mark Macapagal, his turn to go over to the other side, and from the free throw line, he cans his first one. Mark Macapagal started off his scoring with a drive earlier, missed off a three-point attempt, and now is 1 of 2 from the stripe. Ball is loose. Coronel gets it. Coronel with a ball fake on that drive.
Great play by Coronel. Yan ang talaga bread and butter to San Sebastian. If you help on him, he kicks the ball out. If you don't, he has a layup.
The Horda is on Ariel Campos. And once again, the foul by San Sebastian on the shooter of JRU, Ariel Campos.
Foul 14, the Horda. Coronel, Macapagal,
Excellent ball fake.
Villarin, Lazaro.
Great
Then the drive.
Great drive by Coronel. Grabe ang player substitution dito, Jimmy. Kanina pa ikot ng players yung dalawang coaches. At just like any other championship game, ito maganda rito yung chess match between Boy De Vera and Turo Valenzuela.
As we saw that slow-mo, we are reminded of the stint of Coronel with the Philippine Basketball League and the Farmerswick Ball Club. Together with Jamal Pad and Mark Macapagal in the first season of that squad in that league. 2 of 4 from the stripe. JRU already has taken 13 attempts, converting 10, make that 11. 16 and 16. They have been trying to get Pep Moore into the ball game.
San Sebastian needs to get the ball into Moore's hands, but JRU is not allowing that.
Te from Fajardo, and he signals the play. Epondulan has it on the right side. Well covered by Nick Oy. Fondolan with the drive, nothing. The rebound taken by Nahorda. This is the second unit for San Sebastian. They almost lose it. Nicole Uy handing off. Finally, they give it to Pep Moore, who was free underneath.
And every time Moore gets it down under, ball turns to goal, Jimmy. They need to get the ball into Moore's hands.
So far, a perimeter ball game for JRU. Excellent offensive rebounding. What a block by Pep Moore. Ball still with Gregorio of JRU. Back to Te.
Great shell defense by San Sebastian there.
Shot clock reset for this one. Underneath. Too close for comfort on that shot by JRU, and they miss it. Clock's ticking down. Probably 2 more plays for this first quarter. Pushing foul on Te.
It's very evident, Jimmy, that at this point, JRU is proving to be very, masyado silang tigil.
Time out.